On this special welcoming songs of inspiration for all Biafrans, we are welcoming you once again to our program for you and for all Biafrans today. But before we start, we want to drop a few words for all Biafrans wherever you are today. You are a Biafran. Do you know your identity? Do you know where you belong? Do you know what Biafran means for you to be? Do you know that it takes a lot for you to be a Biafra? We are Biafrans not just in mouth making, but doing what makes you a Biafra. We are in a special way welcoming you all to our today broadcast. Today is a special day for Biafrans. Today is a special day for every believer that Biafra will come one day. We can't wait any longer to start telling the international community that it is time the Biafrans of the southeastern part of Nigeria be let go. We have tried. We have, in fact, be patient enough to be called Nigeria because it's obvious that Biafrans has no place in that entity called Nigeria. But before we proceed, I want to let everyone listening to me now that no matter what it is, we remain Nigerians by citizen and Biafrans by indigenous people, working very hard to have our freedom from that entity called itself Nigeria. Welcome to Biafra Voice International. Welcome to Biafra Voice in New York. As you know, and as I've said before, my names are Onyekachuku Abaslim, welcoming you in a special way to our program today. Hope you enjoy it. I want you to get ready, bring your brothers together, your sisters, everybody that love listening to the word of Biafra. Tell them it is time we march on the fence. It is time we celebrate and talk Biafra.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, shining
Yeah, with that sound, special sound talking about Biafra, we are welcoming you to this program today. Today, I have in my studio special guest, a great Biafran, a man of principle, a man who loved everything about Biafra and has vowed to give everything for Biafra for the good and for the emancipation of his people. I'm welcoming him today in our midst in the person of Mr. Egonu, all known as Oracle. Hey, Mr. Egonu, if you're around, please, I would like you to greet our wonderful people who are all over the world, in Biafra land, in diaspora, in Europe, Asia, Australia, any part of the country. I want you to, in a special way, greet and welcome our people to our today broadcast.
For inviting me to this very program. Thank you for initiating this very novel program, a program that is meant to inform our people, the Biafra people, of their situation in Nigeria and in the entire African continent. Thank you once again, friends. Thank you once again, fellow countrymen and women. We are here to harness ideas, to discuss issues, as these issues will benefit us all. I am here at your beck and call. I am here to contribute my own quota in whatever capacity. Just as I try to do it, I equally beckon our fellow Biafrans from here and there, both from the diaspora, to join us this program and then harness our ideas and find a way forward, a way that will lead us back to Zion. That very Zion is not that place in Biafra land. Thank you once again as I wait here to give you my own ideas and equally to listen to your own ideas for us to move forward. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obidi. Mr. Obidi is now the also anchorer of Biafra Voice in Germany. Mr. Obid, a wonderful man, a great Igbo man living in Germany, working hard for the unification of all Igbo people, especially all Biafrans in diaspora and in Biafra land. We thank you very much for the time you've decided to be part of this great media that is made to inform our people, to lead our people to Zion, and to help our people towards our freedom. Thank you very much, my brother, and thank you for being part of the program today. In a special way, I want to also use this opportunity to inform our listeners, wherever you are today, that Biafra Voice is a big station for Biafra people, is the media arm of indigenous people of Biafra. We have our substations in UK, in United States, in Germany, and in Biafra land. And as you all know, normally we used to have our director here on the studio all the time, but we couldn't have him this time around because of one dedication or the other. But we hope that he will be joining us anytime from now. Before we move on, I want to use this opportunity to remind you to appreciate the effort of some of great Biafrans, our patrons, all those that have been our benefactors of what we are doing, those supporting what we are doing, those helping us to recover, especially when we fail. No matter where they are, we thank them all and we hope we'll be moving higher. There is no more going back. In that word, I am also welcoming our patrons, Biafrans in Egypt, Biafrans in Brazil, Biafrans in what they call them, Nomsland, Biafrans all over the world, in Ghana, in Cameroon. In a special way, I'm welcoming all volunteers because they made this program today possible by their encouragement, by their words, and by their support. We thank you very much, Biafran volunteers, wherever you are. And we, as we vow, I want you to keep to your vow to make sure that Biafran come to be through your selfless service without corruption. We hope by God's grace we will achieve this special or plan and agenda and the steps that we have built for ourselves. By God's grace, it shall come into accomplishment. Thank you all very much for being part of the program today. Very soon, we will be going straight to our main talk of today. But before that, let us take a little music while we wait for our listeners and our special guests to get ready for the discussion of today. Don't go away because we still have a lot for you today. Thank you.
Never end, the end never came, but it came like the rivers Moses struck in Egypt. Obara bido sibe, ubene bido bube, obuniwe bido bube niwe. Ask for the mercies of Allah, for the agony of the child. Yes. Do you remember the offer? Do you really want to tell the story? The story. The offer. Can you remember the offer? Do you really want to hear the story? the story, the story. Biafra, Nararia, Napagana, Nkijiji Seike, Makana China Chiji, Makana Nkijika, cause the tears to the drum, the index still in the trigger, your blood still the cry, your name shall survive from a filler generation as the father passed the story to the young son. Tell me, with the death she overcame here, the shadows to the clash here, for the valors of our leaders, but shall never be in vain here. Najika, na amsa, na tabbatar soyayya, na mi kuma ka salama, na samu hakuri in the heart of a yellow sun. Listen to Biafra, listen to the children, and we shall live again. Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Biafra, do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
All your armies, all your fighters, all your tanks, and all your soldiers against the boy, holding a stone, standing there, all alone. In his eyes, I see the sun. In his smile, I see the moon. And I wonder, I only wonder, who is weak and who is strong, who is right and who is wrong. And I only wish that the truth has a tongue.
Biafra, do you remember Biafra? Biafra, do you really want to tell the story? The story, the story. Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Biafra, do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story. J.O.G. Achisiye, Okayabu Haniba, Alexander Madebo, Oboyabu Commander, Major General Efia, Okayabu Onisi, Major General Patrick, Okayabu Izogu, Navy Captain Anuku, Okayabu Mama's Boy, Gabriel Anyebuna, Okayabu Captain Blood, Richard Hieto, Okayabu Dick Tiger, Colonel Obogu Kalu, Colonel Ademo Yega, Colonel Michael Evans, Colonel Olisakwe, Colonel Okwechime, Colonel Onwategu, Brigadier Komanwawo, Brigadier Tony Eze, Colonel Victor Banjo, Colonel M.M. Omora, Colonel Festus Akaha, Colonel Patrick Anwuna, Colonel Judas OK, Inspector P.I.O.K.K, Colonel Nsudo, Colonel Udiaja, Colonel Achibon, Colonel Oguniwe, Colonel Ihanacho, Colonel Obiora, Colonel Opara, Colonel Wajeyi, Colonel Eze, Captain Stein and Von Rossen, Okofabo Mercenaries, Cello, Ikemba, Okayabu General, Ezibo, Buru, Cello, Okayabu Chiogu, General, Chukwemeka Odimehu, Ojuko, Treble to you, Onyike. Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
Fellow Biafrans, on the occasion of your rally to demonstrate your solidarity with the struggles of your kith and kin back home, I send to you all fraternal greetings. As one who has been entrusted with the onerous responsibilities of guiding our young republic through these difficult times, I must confess that it is always a source of deep pleasure and encouragement to me to receive assurances of the support of the people and their continuing determination to persevere until complete victory is achieved. It is, therefore, with feelings of unbounded pleasure and deep appreciation that I salute this august gathering. You are all aware that for over 4 months now, Nigeria has been waging a war of aggression to destroy Biafra and her people. This invasion by Nigerian hordes was mounted because the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria were forced on May the 30th, 1967, to declare themselves the independent state of Biafra in order to assure the security of their lives and property. As you are aware, the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria had believed, as if it were an article of faith, in the concept of a united Nigeria. No section of the then Federation of Nigeria had worked as assiduously for the attainment of this ideal as did Eastern Nigeria and her people. No section had made as many and varied positive contributions towards the realization of true unity. Having over the years spearheaded the movement for closer union, having demonstrated our faith in Nigeria in concrete terms by allowing our sons and daughters to sojourn in other parts of the country, thereby contributing tremendously to the development of such areas to the neglect of our own, it was a hard decision for us to take to opt out of a federation in which we had invested so much. But we had no real choice. Over the years, our erstwhile compatriots had made it clear in unmistakable terms that they did not want us in the Federation. Since the 1950s, our people were expropriated and discriminated against in parts of Nigeria other than their own. Furthermore, the experience of the 3 harrowing waves of remorseless genocide in 1945, 1953, and especially in 1966, involving a total of nearly 40,000 dead and countless others maimed or destitute, provided an object lesson which could not but be taken seriously. Self-preservation is probably the strongest human instinct, and it is this that has compelled the harassed and persecuted people of eastern Nigeria to seek refuge in their own home and amongst their kindred. As a proverb of one of our Biafran languages has it, a man who is rejected by others cannot reject himself. The inordinate ambition of the Hausa Fulani oligarchy to continue to dominate the whole of what was formerly the Federation of Nigeria, the unrealistic desire to acquire the wealth and resources of Biafra while rejecting their people, the mad and homicidal desire to exterminate from the face of the earth 14 million Biafrans, drove Gawan and his clique towards unleashing a costly war to attain the unattainable, the subjugation of this young but promising. Even with the vast resources of the former Federation of Nigeria with which to prosecute the war, even with the active collaboration of those international opportunists, Britain and the Soviet Union, an unholy alliance of vested interests, even with the attempt to subvert our government by suborning some of our highly placed military and civilian personnel, an attempt which was foiled at the nick of time, Gawan has failed to make good his boast.
Hello, Biafrans. We are sorry we can't continue with that special word from our general, Mr. Chukwemeka Odumegwu. I think we have to move on, because if we continue to listen to that word, which is exactly what is happening in our land today, which is exactly all he said is what is happening to us Biafrans today. In every part of that Nigeria, you see Biafra being intimidated, Biafran being dealt with, even
It is
though we
only a
are the first
confirmation of the
people
fact
who built
that
the
Biafrans have
foundation
nothing
of
to accept,
which most
expect
of
but
these areas
destruction
are
at the
growing
hands of
today.
their erstwhile
Yet,
Nigerian
they still
compatriots.
see us as enemy. They kill
The
us.
few border
They deal with
towns
us.
which
They do
fell into the
everything and
hands
get
of
away with
Nigerian
it.
forces,
Is it not
Biafrans
time
were
we
pillaged,
think and make
could not be
decision
stolen, were
of the way
destroyed,
forward for
while
ourselves?
the men were shot and tortured,
They
the
kill
women
us.
defiled.
They do a lot of stuff with
Even
us.
foreign correspondents
Why
have
are we
testified to the
still
massive
living in
killings
those
of people
places?
of Biafran origin,
Why should we
particular ethnic
continue
groups in the
to
Republic of
live
Today,
where we
where the
are
young
not
republic
wanted?
fell into the hands of the
We
Nigerians
have
as a
vast
result of
resources in our
treachery.
land. Why can't we go home and find a way to improve our
Instead
home?
of accepting the fact
It
and the
is
truth which
very,
they know,
very
that they forced the people
piteous
of the
when I
former
hear
Eastern region
our
out of the
general
Federation,
talking about the
the Nigerian
circumstances that
aggressors
led to
have been
civil war
attempting to dupe the
happening
world
right
by
away
claiming
in our
we
time.
seceded in order to keep our oil
The other
land to
day, you see
ourselves.
Biafrans scattered all over the
You will
country.
know
They are in
that in
Lagos,
spite of our
they are in
oil and
Kaduna,
other
they are.
resources,
We've
the
been
former
killed
Eastern
in
Nigerians were always the
thousands in the
greatest
northern part
advocates
of
of their
Nigeria.
people.
And in Lagos, they
General
vowed to
Ironsi
send
himself
us
and his
into the
men
lagoon
was murdered by
if
the
we
northern
don't
Nigerians
believe in
because
their
of his
way. Are
determination
we
to unify the
slaves?
country.
Are Biafrans slave?
For a
This is the
people
question
who
we
have
are
made
going to
such
look
great
into today.
sacrifices and abandoned their
It is
most
it not
valuable
time
investment in
we
Nigeria in
make
quest of
serious
safety,
decision?
this is the unkindest thing
But
to
it's
say.
not all about making decision,
No,
but
it is the
how to
Nigerian
carry
leaders
out the
themselves
decision.
who are in fact
Today in my
guilty of
studio,
what they
I
accuse us
have
of and
Mr.
have shown
Obidi
beyond doubt
Egon to join
they are
me
only
in
interested
discussing
in
this.
having our
And like I
resources
said,
and
it is
not our
not
people.
about making the decision, but
Our
where will the
detractors
decision lead us?
have also
How many of
attempted to
us are
confuse
ready
African
to
and indeed
abide
world
by the
opinion
decision? So
by
today,
propagating the
we have
despicable
someone in our
falsehood
line
that at
as
any
our
minute
topic for
the
today
immediate
is:
president
do
could
we
enter
have a
another
place in
African
Nigeria?
space.
If we don't,
They have not
what
bothered
is
to
our
ask
fate?
themselves, for instance,
And how
what was
are
the
we
reason
going to
for
take
their
this,
doubting
our
Biafran
fate,
secession.
into our hand? So, my brother, Mr.
Is there
Obidi,
one
you've
decision that
heard
does not necessarily
everything that
lead to another?
our general,
Throughout
Dr.
history,
Chukwemeka
there has been,
Odumegwu is
even in
talking
the midst
about.
of
This
empires that
issue
broke up
actually
into
happens
nations,
40 years ago
revolutions which split
before the
sovereign
and
states,
as we can know,
the
it
union
is
of Great
this
Britain and
issue, it
Ireland,
was this issue
the
that led
federations
to
of
the
Mali,
Biafran
Malaysia,
war that
West
we all
Indies, and Central
know about.
Africa, are
And you see
sympathizing
the
with
same
others.
issue repeating
But
itself
this
in our time.
situation
What
occurred
do you
on
have to
account of
tell
three
Biafrans about
global
that?
factors, or to grave
Thank you
linguistic
very
and
much,
religious differences.
and thank you 1,000
Biafra,
times.
however, remains a lesson to all Africans.
Honestly, Nigeria is a contraction. It is not a home. If Nigeria is a home, it is a home to the Yorubas, to the Hausas, but not to the Igbo man. There are a lot of problems, evils within Nigeria today. These evils were foreseen long, long ago by our general Chukwemeka Odumegwu. By the time Ojukwu saw all these things, many people were still in the dark ages. Today, what we saw almost 50 years ago are now happening to us. But the question arises, are we well accommodated in the entity called Nigeria? My answer is no, and 1,000 times no. We are other strangers in Nigeria, and it is high time we went home. Nigeria is not a home to the average Igbo man. Nigeria is not a home to a Biafran man. Then the question is, why are we wasting our time in the entity called Nigeria? The problem is this: the average Igbo man has taken his glory away. We abandoned our heritage. We left the most ennobling things that make us Igbos. We buried our honors in the past and underground. What do we have? Today, lesson as an Igbo man is he has remained a slave to other parts of Nigeria. And it's not what we bargained for. What is the problem with the average Igbo man? We have left our traditional heritage. Everywhere, every part of Nigeria, you find average Igbo man struggling and building cities. Go to Lagos, 70% of the property there belong to the Igbos. Go to Abuja, the same thing. Go to Maiduguri, go to Kano, go to every part of Nigeria. Igbos are everywhere developing. The question arises, why can't we, with all the resources we have, move down back to Biafra land, to that particular Zion that offers us comforts, and then build our society? Whether we like it or not, Nigeria is not a home. Take for example, in the north, every part of north, Biafrans are being massacred on daily basis. In the western part of Nigeria, what we call the Yoruba axis, Igbos, Biafrans are being insulted. Now, how do the Biafrans, how do the Igbos take these insults? We do nothing. Instead, we allow our enemies to keep on insulting us without reacting. It cannot continue to be like that all the time. It is high time the Biafrans got up and said, we are going home. Let's take for example, just as Biafrans are scattered every part of the world, it equally happened to the Israelis in the East Europe. While they were scattered every part of the world, a time came, that was precisely in 1882, when the Israelis, or rather the Jewish people, every part of the world decided to go back to that promised land. And what did they say to our brothers and sisters in exile? If I help not myself, who will help me? That's the question. If we, the Igbos, cannot help ourselves, who is going to help us? Nobody. It is high time we vacated Nigeria and go back to Biafra land. That is our home. But what is the problem with the average Igbo man? The problem is manifold. We, the Igbos, we don't have a leader we honor. Look at the Yorubas. Once a particular Oba talks, everybody bows and listens. Go to Hausa land. Once an Emir talks, everybody bows and listens. But in Biafra land, in Igbo land, everybody is a leader. Everybody is talking. This is the major problem. The most outstanding problem behaving the Igbo nation. See, there's nobody to lead us. I think that it's high time we ask ourselves, let us have a leader who will go for us and fight our wars. We have to go home. Nigeria is not a home. Nigeria is not a prison yard. Nigeria is a nation of shopkeepers. And Nigeria offers us nothing tangible. The only place we can call our home, where we have to go and feel at home indeed, is a Biafra land. We are calling on all the Biafrans in diaspora. That is high time we got up and say, back to Zion. And Zion, Biafra land, we must go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, Mr. Egono. I think you hit the point where it's supposed to be. It is time we go home. He said it. We've been saying it times without numbers, but our people will listen. They want to be killed. They want to be drawn to the lagoon. They want them, all of them, to be pushed into the Lagos mainland or to the rivers or to get drawn before they will listen to the voice of freedom, to the voice of reason. I don't know actually what is wrong with our people, but I think we will continue because that is why we are here.
But
You
let
could,
me cut in there, please.
yeah.
Talking about what the Oba of Lagos just said a few days ago, I must with emphasis say that the Oba has no moral right to intimidate the Igbos, the Biafrans in Lagos. It is quite obvious that it is on record that half or even more of the properties in Lagos belong to the Igbos. It's incontestable, it's incontrovertible. If the Oba does not know, let him know it now, that Lagos is a Biafra territory. is a Biafra annex. And no human creature, I repeat with strong emphasis, no human creature can stampede the Igbos out of Lagos. Lagos belongs partially to the Igbos, whether they like it or not. I know, and indeed I know, what is making the average Yoruba man very, very angry. Just because during the last Nigerian election, 2 Igbo people won house, federal house seats in Lagos State. And the average Yoruba man could not comprehend how an Igbo man would cross the river Niger, come to Lagos State to win such federal seats. To them, it's unthinkable. But as an Igbo man, God himself has blessed us. Wherever we step our feet on, we are going to possess that particular land. And that is true. If we must go back to Zion, if we must go back to Biafra land, it will be voluntary. And no human being will stampede us out of Lagos, whether you like it or not. The other threatening to drown the average Igbo man in the lagoon is an overstatement, and it's a statement taken too far. I know, and indeed as he knows, that he can never carry out that threat to any advantage. It's impossible. The average Yoruba man I know is a coward. They can only talk and talk and talk. When it is time for action, you see him running and jumping the fence. I was in Lagos in far back 1993 during the Abiola crisis. The Yorubas were beating the drums of war, thinking that the Igbos would be there to fight for them. But when they discovered that the average Igbo man now was vacating Lagos, going back to Biafra land, there was a Yoruba man. When it was time to run, it was the Are Onakakanfo of Yoruba land. May God rest his soul, Abiola, who was the first to run out from Nigeria. Neither the Yorubas, when they saw that the Igbos had vacated, the average Yoruba man could not talk of could not beat the drums of war again. The Yoruba man I know can only talk and shout and hoot, but when it is time for action, we will discover that he's a ridiculous bulldog. The owner of Lagos can never do more than he has done already. He can only talk and talk and talk. When it comes to drowning somebody in the lagoon, it is a Yoruba man, it is a robber who must be drowned. Still in 1993, I was there when the Yorubas, led by OPC, were trying to make Lagos uncomfortable for the average Igbo man. The Bakassi boys had to leave Aba and Onitsha, entered Lagos State, and they drowned almost every average Yoruba man available. Even the Yorubas, when Bakassi boys crossed the river Niger, entered Lagos to chase them out of Lagos State. I am certain that when it comes to that again, the owner of Lagos will be the first person to run. I am telling my fellow Igbos, my fellow Biafras, they should not be frightened, they should not be intimidated. The other can only hook. They can only shout and make that noise. When it's time for action, we take the center stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that great voice. That voice is very, very inspiring. I think if you're listening to us wherever you are today, Biafra, I hope you're seeing reason why we've been talking that we need to start taking this bull by the horn, doing what we're supposed to do as Biafran. We've been neglected. We've been intimidated. They see us as nothing. It's like we don't have place in Nigeria. Nigeria is not where we're supposed to belong. But the issue is, why can't they let us go? You rejected us. You rejected what we belong to us. You said we have no place in your land. You make sure that we don't exist. You try to ethnically clean us up from the face of the earth. Why not let us go so that we will go and actualize ourselves as a people? What is wrong with our people in the other hand? When you see all these things happening around you, you see some people still say that what the so-called Oba did is the right thing. What is wrong with our people? That's the question. So, my brother, I am very, very motivated by your word. If you listen to our general when he was saying, he made mention of an Igbo proverb saying that a visitor, a person who is rejected by his people, they should allow him to go to see what to do with himself. That is the issue. But these people will not allow us. That is there. That's the issue. We know that we have no place in that entity called Nigeria. What is our fate? Where are we going to start? Because do you know the worst aspect of it is that it is true that you will not push everybody into believing that we need Biafra. But which way forward for our people? There are certain things we need to do in this struggle that we've not done yet. And there are certain things we Biafrans as a people supposed to do to make these people who used to see us as half caste, half Nigerian or half Biafrans to start seeing that we don't take bullshit. Please, can you tell us what we have failed to do as a people that we need to do to put ourselves in places? Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. As an Igbo man, as a dear friend, I am of the strong view that what the Igbo man must do to have his honor restored is to think of home first. We have to start making preparation on how to go home. And home we must go. The truth must be told. Our enemies do not want us. The Yorubas do not want us. The Hausa do not want us. Yet when we want to go, they say no. They know the importance of an average Igbo man. They value our worth. When they threaten fire and brimstone, it's all what is called the local palace, Shekara. They know that the Igbo man, they will know Nigeria. Whatever intimidation they're trying to carry out, it is quite obvious it's what we call Shakara. Take for example, it's just like in a building, under a roof, different flats. We have different tenants. Every tenant is independent from the other. It becomes of any particular tenant if you want to pack out of that particular edifice, to pack out, and no one will stop you. Nigeria is an entity. It's just a roof. We are not more comfortable with that roof and we want to pack out. We want to go home to our fatherland. And yet the landlord of Nigeria is saying no. Now, if you want us to remain in Nigeria, are you going to give us free food? Are you not going to ask us to pay rent? We don't want to get involved in all this. We want to go home where everything is free for us. I am certain that the Igbo man must go home and on bended knees, perhaps standing barefoot on Uji Hill, facing Igbo River, facing Anambra River, we have to do some oblation and then ask for forgiveness in whatever way we must have offended our ancestral spirits. From there we shall start. We have to go home and begin to make amends. Charity, they say, begins at home. We cannot think of bettering our own society when we live in foreign lands. God expect. Lagos is not our own, even though we have taken over. If we must protect Lagos, it will be voluntary and not by coercion. It's practically impossible. But then to your question, for Igbo man, for Biafrans to move forward, we have to go home first of all. Think of ourselves, know what we have done wrong to our ancestral spirits, and know the necessary sacrifices we have to carry out for them to forgive us. So that we have to get their blessings, that wherever day we go, their spirit shall be with us. The Igbo man, I say, must surely go home and then make some necessary sacrifices to obviate the causes we must have incurred in the past. That's the first step we have to take. And beyond that, we can now form an entity, a very strong entity, an entity that the external force can never break. No matter the force, no matter the velocity, we have to stand firm. And once we stand firm as a single entity, we can then look our enemies face to face and say, to hell with you. And once we say that, our enemies shall be frightened. This is what I believe the average Igbo man, the average Biafra man has to do at the very moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that inspirational voice. I thank you very much. It's there are certain voices when you hear in this struggle, it makes you like wanna cry. It's like bring you a lot of emotion into you because There are certain things our people don't know that we need someone that will tell us. Our people don't know a lot of us, and we say we are in the struggle. A lot of people are in this struggle, just struggling to be part, struggling to believe in what we are doing, struggling even to be known as a Biafran, because most of us are not yet behaving Biafran way. So there are certain voices we need to be hearing in this struggle to get us motivated, to inspire us, to tell us where we are going, because most of us don't know where they are going. You understand? So, Biafrans, wherever you are today, this voice is coming to you. It's not just my own voice today, but the voice Biafrans need to be here. Okay, my brother, you are talking about we going home to do one thing or the other, to atone the God, to do. If you can remember, in this particular struggle, at the time they said Biafra did atonement to the gods in case there is anything wrong with us or there is anything going wrong. Didn't you hear about that atonement? And what do you think about that? Do you think we did it the right way, or do you still we need to do another thing that is superior to that?
Thank you once again. I am quite certain that when that thing was carried out, it was not with genuine intention. I am quite certain again that those who did that never consulted very well before they did it. I think we have to start afresh. At present, we have sold our glories. At present, we have sold our consciences. At present, we have lost our values. We have nothing left. We have to start rebuilding. Like a mud wall, the entity has collapsed. We have to start laying the foundation once again. And that foundation means calling our people to order. Telling our people that no matter the efforts you make to be assimilated in the entity called Nigeria, you remain a stranger. That home is where our forefathers were buried. That home is where our mothers were buried. That home is where we have to go and we can never feel intimidated, where there will be no fear. Home is a place where when we get down there, we look at our enemies eyeball to eyeball and say, damn you, and you can never do anything. But then, how prepared are we? We have offended the Biafran spirit. Many of our people died during the last civil war defending our fatherland. Today, some of those ideas they fought for have been relegated to the background. Our people are now dining with the enemy. Why must we be dining with our enemies when our forebears fought this particular enemy and died? What do you think of their spirits? If they from the grave look at us today and see that we are dining with the very enemies that made it to lose their lives, what are we going to do? What are they going to tell us? That's the first thing, the first offense we have committed. Take for example, that maybe you have a wife, or if you're a woman, you have a husband. An enemy came and killed your partner and then invites you to dine with him, and they are doing that. From the grave, what will the spirit of that particular person be saying? The problem we have in Igbo land, in Biafra land, is that we are dining with the very enemy that killed our people. Their spirits in the grave are crying. What are we doing? Not until we say no to our enemies, not until we tell our forebears that we are no more together with the enemies, that we are coming home, then shall we must have been making amends. And from that very moment, from the spiritual realm, for the land of the spirit, these people will now be coming to us to shower us with their own blessings. And every day we go, they will remain with us. I have to say that we have to go back and tell them that we have offended and they should forgive us. But day in, day out, where every day we go, their spirit shall remain in use with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that or another inspiring speech from you. I think Biafrans are listening. I think we are getting it, and I think by God's grace, this word that is coming out today won't just go in vain, because as we all can see now, There's this fire on the mountain, and it's not just a little fire. There is a serious fire on the mountain, and I don't know if our people are really taking this word serious. And we will take a short break, and then we will be back. And once we be back, we will be going into another topic that is very important. Please don't go away. Stay tuned because we still have a lot to discuss today. Thank you. Don't go away. Stay right there because we will be back.
Let my people go. This is the time to set us free. Freedom we need right now. Total liberation. Total liberation.
Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land.
The hour has come, oh Lord, for them to go to the promised land. The hour has come, oh yeah, freedom we need right now. My people were scattered, scattered everywhere, even beyond the rivers in our country and Ethiopian. Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go. Pharaoh, let my people go. Let my people go. Come on, let my people go.
Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land. Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land.
The hour has come, oh Lord, for them to go to the promised land. The hour has come, oh yeah, freedom we need right now. My people were scattered, scattered everywhere, even beyond the rivers in our country and Ethiopian.
Pero let them go now. Let my people go. I still let them go now. Let my people go. Let them go now. Let them go now. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land. Pero let them go now. Let my people go. I still let them go now. Let my people go. Let them go now. Let them go now. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land. Pero let them go now. Let my people go. I still let them go now. Let my people go. Let them go now. Let them go now. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land. Pero let them go now. Let my people go. I still let them go now. Let my people go. Let them go now. Let them go now. Let my people go. That they will worship me in their own land.
We welcoming you back again to our studio, Biafra Voice International in New York. Um, we will be going back to our discussion of the day, but before we do that, you can call us to be part of what we are doing today. Call our studio line at +1 347 829 8841. 347 829 8841. That's our direct line. Or you can just log into your Skype. It's easy. Add us BVI online. Call us or call us on Biafra Voice. We will listen to you, and then you can also join the discussion for today. Don't forget the people we have on the studio today is Mazi Egonu from Germany, and then I also hear the anchorer Onyekachuku Jonathan Abasim. We are now going back to the discussion today. As you know, we are discussing the place of the Biafran people in Nigeria. And if we are sure we are ready to go, what effort are we making? What have we failed to do? And what are we yet to do in order to prove that we are ready to leave that entity called Nigeria? Call our studio right now and be part of it. Speak to us, drop us a message, and we will read it through to the listening of all Biafrans listening all over the world. If you are privileged to be part of this program, I'm telling you today, you are blessed. We are Biafrans and we can wait. We are moving forward. We are going straight again to our man today who is on the studio. um, I want him to speak to the Biafrans, especially those who have offered anything, those who believe in this struggle, and those who believe that by the effort of us, those who are doing everything possible to unite Biafrans toward this particular purpose, toward this particular goal. Another thing is, I will also hear from you. What do you think we need to do now in order to unify ourselves? To be able to create a common goal, a common idea, a common ideology towards this struggle. Do you think it's possible moving into this struggle with a common idea instead of some people saying different thing, another group saying a different thing? In fact, we're saying different shit altogether. What do you think we will do in order to be able to build a common ideology towards the freedom of Biafrans?
Yes, thank you once again. To answer your question, I have to give my answers in sequence. First and foremost, the Biafrans, the Igbos must stop dancing discordant tones. We must stop dancing discordant tones. That is a major problem we have. We have a common purpose, a common mission each and every one of us wants to carry out. But our approach is what is making it seem unrealizable. Like I said earlier on at the beginning of this program, every average Igbo man wants to be a leader. Not being a leader in the sense of true leadership, but having something sinister in mind. Some of our so-called leaders are there with the intent of defrauding their fellow Igbos, call them saboteurs. How can average Biafra, as an ideology, to defraud his fellow Biafrans? This is the problem we have. We must first of all start telling ourselves the truth. Are we really sincere in the pursuit of the ideals? Are we not trying to deceive ourselves? Just like Nnamdi Kanu is right now doing, moving from place to place, defrauding Biafrans in diaspora. promising heaven and earth at the end of the day, when it's time for Makabatan, you will not see him there. Because he possesses a British passport that enables him to travel every part of the world without procuring visa. What of the people he is deceiving? Our brothers are in Malaysia, in Senegal, many parts of the world. They don't know what's happening in Biafra land. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is moving up and defrauding them of the little they have in the name of Biafra. As I am telling you now, after very many years of broadcast, Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to show for all the millions has collected from helpless Biafrans. Are we going to continue like this all the time? That's why I say that we are not telling ourselves the truth. Some people are using the Biafra ideology to enrich themselves selfishly. That is not the spirit of a Biafran, freedom fighter. We must tell ourselves the truth. Even here in Germany, from where I'm talking right now, some people try to move up and down in the name of Biafra, looking for whom to defraud. I find that unacceptable and it is intolerable. I forbid and I abominate that. Every average Biafran must be able to tell ourselves the truth. That is true. It's not what we use to enrich ourselves. Biafra's throne is not an avenue for making a revenue. That is the problem we have. And when these things continue, our enemies continue to capitalize on this our weakness to taunt us. We have become porous. We have exposed ourselves to the dictates of our enemies. And they use our analysis now to denigrate us. We have lost our dignity. We have lost our idols. When shall we begin to tell ourselves the truth? When shall we begin to see the next day number as a fellow in the struggle? It is high time we stop all these clandestine moves. We must form an entity, a front. Let us have a leader. Go to the Bible. At a point when the Israelites of old knew that they were surrounded by very many enemies, there was no leader. Threatened, they gathered with one voice and they asked God, give us a leader who will go before us and fight our wars, just like all our neighbors. Look at that. Give us a leader. When shall the Igbos, when shall the Biafran people tell God, tell ourselves, give us a leader, not leaders? Because once we have leaders fighting the same struggle, we shall be dancing discordant tones. We want only a leader. We want a thing to talk for us, so that when the voice echoes, we must hear, we must obey. So that when the voice commands, on bended knees we shall be. So that when the voice says move, we move. When the voice says stop, we stop. These are the things we have to do. But when we begin to dance the same song, the same drum from different angles, everything sounds too discordant and it does not help the average Igbo man. When the enemies see all these things, they capitalize on them and break our rank and file. And once they break our rank and file, they our heritage, and once they penetrate our heritage, we collapse. Dear God, may we never collapse before our enemies in Jesus' name. Amen. It is time for us now to come together and form a united front. A front so formidable. We must make our ways first and foremost. Let us stop this game. From every angle, everybody shouting. Look at what happened some time ago. Who was he that tried to invade the Biafra radio station in Enugu? If you want to get the Biafra, you don't have to fight your own people. You don't have to destroy the property you have in Biafra land. We ask you to fight the Yoruba man, to fight the Hausa man. If you want to take over radio station, take over Radio Nigeria, Nigerian television station, Nigerian television authority. Take those ones. But not to come to Enugu to invade the radio station. If you invade such a radio station, there will be a background. We are not telling ourselves the truth. If we must get Biafra, we must first of all protect Biafra. But when you cannot protect Biafra, you are fighting Biafra. When the enemy comes, there will be a background. This is the problem we have. We have to come together. We have to ask ourselves a question. We have to choose a leader and ask God to bless us with such a leader who will go before us to fight our wars. But this leader shall not fight this war alone. We are there to back it up. He will only direct and we follow. Because in every battlefield, it's not the commander that fights. The commander only gives instruction and his followers will fight the war. That's how it's going to be. And once we're able to come together as an unbreakable entity, I must tell you that the enemies will be frightened when they hear our voice. Not even to see our face. When they hear our voice, they'll be frightened. So that is it for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that wonderful statement you just made now. I think this world, it's really getting it. You're really hitting it at the right place because we know, and the problem we Biafrans have is that we've not been able to tell ourselves the truth. Most of us know the truth, but we are polishing it. We don't want to come clean. I think it is right time we come clean and see what our problems are and deal with it once and for all. We all knew what we've been passing through in this struggle all this while, and it won't continue. We must do something, and that thing we need to do is urgent. We need to be a strong, reliable source that will motivate us towards achieving Biafra. It is no longer an issue that we have ridiculed this movement a lot. We have messed up this movement in many ways, but we still have time to amend it. We still have time to build a strong freedom movement for all Biafrans. Who are ready? Are you ready to be part of it? It is time we talk about how can we be able to build a single ideology towards Biafra freedom, because that is the only thing we are lacking. All this enmity we are creating between ourselves, all this problem we are having within us is because of difference in ideology, difference in understanding, difference on what we think about Biafra freedom. But the only thing that holds us all together is we are all Biafrans and that we want freedom. Only that na ngwele niile makpu amakpu amazighị nke afọ na-asa. You want to go? So, but these things are the issue we should resort one another. All these people who are into this Biafran struggle with their selfish propagandas, time will come when they will answer for it. When they will give up their evils. Their evil flourish because there are people supporting them. Until people open their eyes and see that once they stop supporting these people, that we are good to go. So this is our problem. Now let's go into the next thing that I think we should be of a serious worry to all Biafrans. My brother, they say that Biafra is not only meant for the Igbos, which I know you are aware of. But my question now is, how? Because that is where I think we have failed. That is where I think almost all the pro-Biafra group failed. How can we be able to get these our brothers from other tribes to join in this struggle, to believe in what we believe? Or do you think the only way to deal with it, is to let them go, so that we would say that Biafra is only meant for the Igbos? Do we still really need these Souths and the Middle Belt, some part of the Middle Belt who are Biafrans, to be part of this movement in order to achieve Biafra?
Thank you once again. There could be different women, different wives, but the same husband. From this one man come different children from different wives. And as a father, as a Lord of the Manor, every of the children belongs to you, no matter the mother that gave birth to him. Whether the mother came from Ijo land, whether the mother came from Igbo land, whether the mother came from Epik, that does not matter. At the end of the day, they answer their father's name. The remnants shall return to rebuild the walls of their fathers. Talking about the Ijaw people, Niger Delta, and the part of the people that are in Benue, all of us are children of the same heritage. We share common patrimony. We can never reject them. We can never deny them. They are part and parcel of us. Right from creation, right from time immemorial, from the primordial times, we have existed as one. It was only the enemy who came and created division by leading them astray. And without taking, they believed the deceptive voice of the enemy. Today, I am happy to report that our brothers are now coming back to their senses, that even right now they are more Biafran than us. We have to welcome them back. So together, we shall form a bloc. We have to expand our territory to accommodate them. They are part and parcel of us. Even though we are different mothers, we are the same father. The same blood flows in our veins. We can never say no to them. But how are we going to make them realize that we are the same children of the same father? It's not a question of calling for conferences. No. We have to pay them a visit to remind them of our heritage. We have to visit them from home to home, from house to house. We have to talk to them. We have to show them some of their marks on our faces, on our hands, on our backs, on our tummy. We have to tell them also to look at your hand, look on your tummy everywhere, and see the same mark you have. That is the very mark I also have. Which goes a long way to say that we are children of the same parentage. Look at them very, very well. There's no difference. The only difference appears that we don't live under the same roof. But the children of the same family, we must come together. We have to visit them. We don't have to reject them, no matter their mistakes. We need them as they need us. Because whatever they have belongs to us. Whatever we have equally belongs to them. It's not time for us to take a division. There is no division. Today I must tell you, they are not coming out. Probably you must have read. The present governorship aspirant in Rivers State, Wike, has been preaching Biafra for the past 2 days. Has been telling people that it's high time, and the United people and the Congos come back to revive Biafra. They have come to realize there's no other name we have except Biafra, and there's no other home we have except Biafra. They have realized what I've been telling them. They are not hearing our voices. Before, their ears were dead to hearing. But today, their ears are open and they can hear us. Now that they have come back like a prodigal children, we must open our arms and welcome them and say, welcome home, my brothers, my sisters. And when we are together, we shall face our enemies. They are part and parcel of us, we are part and parcel of them, my brother. This is my question, this is my answer to your question. So all of us are well, and there's no division between us. Never. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that wonderful statement you just made now. It is a fact that we all know that in between brothers who are in a war front, as we know in the past, Philip Effiong was the assistant to our general as at then. So there is no way we rule them out at this particular moment, even though most of us disappointed us at the middle of the war. But they are still our brothers, they are still our sisters, they are still our brethren. We will always get to them to be part of what we are doing. And I believe so much that when we are able to unify, we can be able to conquer our enemies, because our enemies are many and they come in different colors. Thank you very much, my brother, for that wonderful statement you just made. I believe our people are listening to you, and then the most important is not all about listening. That's our problem, but listen and be able to apply what you've learned. This is a class. All this thing we are doing here is like a university. You are here to learn. You are here to listen and hear the truth. And this is where we send the truth to you all. Biafra will come when we do the right thing, when we unify ourselves and work out our minds towards Biafra freedom. Thank you very much, my brother, I appreciate your words. Your words are strong and effective. And I thank you very much for making our people to be able to get this word from you today. I think it is a good thing that is coming to us. We will be taking a short break and then we will be back. Please don't go away because we are coming back with a lot for you. And then, we will be ending up in the exam in the next 25 to 30 minutes. Please don't go away. Stay right there. We will be back for other things. Still, don't go away. Stay tuned.
but is willing at all times, as in the past, to resolve its conflict with Lagos at the conference table. The Organization of African Unity has shown itself insensitive to our suffering and incapable of resolving the crisis.
Women and children who gave their lives for freedom and liberation, the People's Army of Biafra. Men, women and children who gave their lives for freedom and liberation, the People's Army of Biafra.
How you gonna drum the bomber notes? Call you wanna talk a we don't have the power, but we never say never. The sun never rose again. Biafra, do you remember Biafra? Do you really want to tell the story? The story, the story.
Yeah.
Biafra, can you remember Biafra?
We make one option. Just
Do
because
you
they
really
haven't
want
seen
to
it.
hear the story? The story,
There was a country.
the story.
I was born in the north and I grew up in the north. 1967, Bukwaku Konachiko, Nemo Karamo, Namo Karamo, Pasupamo Kara, Omomo, Nihina Oponya Furukawa. Who know did not go no, cause who know no not go cry. The days were like yes, the years never end. The end never came, but it came like the rivers Moses struck in Egypt. Obara bido sibe, ubene bido bube, obuni we bido bube, bube niwe. Ask for the message of Allah, for the agony of the child. Yes.
Biafra, do you remember Biafra? Do you really want to tell the story? The story, the story. Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
Biafra, Biafra, Nararia, Nabagana, Nkijiji Seike, Makana China Chiji, Makana Nkijika, cause the tears to the drum, the index still in the trigger, your blood still the cry, your name shall survive from a filler generation as the father passed the story to the young son. Tell me, with the death she overcame here, the shadows to the clash here, but the valors of our leaders shall never be in vain here. Najika, na amsa, na tabbatar soyayya, na mi kuma ka salama, na samu hakuri in the heart of a yellow sun. Listen to Biafra, listen to the children, and we shall live again.
Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
All your armies, all your fighters, all your tanks, and all your soldiers against the boy, holding a stone, standing there, all alone. In his eyes, I see the sun. In his smile, I see the moon. And I wonder only wonder who is weak and who is strong, who is right and who is wrong. And I only wish that the truth has a tongue.
Biafra, do you remember Biafra? Do you really want to tell the story? The story, the story. Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
J.O.G. Achesiye, Okayabu Haniba, Alexander Madebo, Oboyabu Commander, Major General Efia, Okayabu Onisi, Major General Patrick, Okayabu Izogu, Navy Captain Anuku, Okayabu Mama's Boy, Gabriel Anyebuna, Okayabu Captain Blood, Richard Hieto, Okayabu Dick Tiger, Colonel Obogu Kalu, Colonel Ademo Yega, Colonel Michael Evans, Colonel Olisakwe, Colonel Okwechime, Colonel Onwategu, Brigadier Komanwawo, Brigadier Tony Eze, Colonel Victor Banjo, Colonel M.M. Omora, Colonel Festus Akaha, Colonel Patrick Anwuna, Colonel Judas OK, Inspector P.I.O.K.K, Colonel Usudo, Colonel Udiaja, Colonel Achiban, Colonel Oguniwe, Colonel Ihanacho, Colonel Obiora, Colonel Opara, Colonel Wajeyi, Colonel Eze, Captain Steiner von Rossen, Okofabo Mercenaries, Cello, Ikemba, Okwayabu General, Ezibo, Buru Buru, Cello, Okwayabu Chi Ogu, General, Chukwemeka Odimebu, Ojuko, treble to you, Onyike.
Biafra, can you remember Biafra? Do you really want to hear the story? The story, the story.
Which presumes that there is only one side to a dispute and can go to every length to appease that side, cannot be expected to be fair, objective, and just. The present conflict can now be resolved by individual states taking initiative.
If you're just joining us, this is yours, Biafra Voice International, broadcasting from New York, the United States of America. Uh, and you shouldn't forget that you're hearing my voice, Onyekachuku Abaslim, and the voice of one of us, also from Germany, Mr. A, A, Mr. Egonu Obidi, who lives there in Germany and also the anchor of Biafra Voice in Germany. If you're just joining us and you want to make any kind of contribution to what we are saying today, or you are finding it difficult to join, just click on the link that is posted on the Facebook, on your Twitter, and anywhere you see it, click it and then you are good to go. If you want to call us, you can use your Skype line, get us on Skype line on BVI online, or you can call us on our landline or direct line on 347 829 8841. Today we are discussing the place of Biafrans in Nigeria. If we know we don't have a place in Nigeria, what is our fate? Do we really want Biafrans? Do you want to leave the unholy marriage that binds Biafrans and Nigerians? If so, which way forward? That is actually what we are talking about, and that is why we are here today. And I have in my studio today my brother, Mr. Obidi Egonu, who is the anchor of BVI in Germany, to keep discussing this issue with me today. My brother, are you there?
I'm with you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very happy you're there. You know, most of the times the way these things does, we will know when you're there or not. But I'm very happy you responded quickly. Uh, we're still looking at this now. Now, let's go straight to the issue that was raised by this particular man, Mr. The Oba of Lagos, who said that if the Igbos, which are Biafrans, don't vote for his man, the person he personally handpicked, that will end up in Lagoon. I know many people sees us as being ridiculous or that this man is funny. But I want to hear from you, from your own perspective. What did you see this man's noise making? Do you think he look real, or do you think Biafrans has to do something to caution him? What message do you have for Biafrans living in Lagos against this Oba and whatever he said?
Well, thank you once again, Onion. Well, in all my life, even during the time I lived in Lagos, up to today, I have never taken any Yoruba man serious except in the field of treachery. As far as I know, the chances of Lagos State, of Lagos rather, is rather the rantings of a noisemaker. And I do pray. I know indeed, before he stood up to make such utterance, he must have been well paid. I know him very, very well. He is so well grounded in bribe taking. He cannot exist without taking something, what they call a gunje in Yoruba land. But take it from me, he can only back. He's a toothless bulldog. He only wanted to garner attention, which he has succeeded. And that is it all. Nothing beyond that. If it is time for action, he will be the first person to jump the fence. If you know from history, Yorubas are not to be cowards. But when you see them talk, if you don't have the leader, you feel intimidated. The other I see is a noisemaker. I'm happy to inform you that today, because of that particular threat he issued, every Igbo man in Lagos is now asked for a showdown. They are now mobilizing, calling meetings, sensitizing all the Igbo people in Lagos. Not only Igbos, even people from the Niger Delta. Sensitizing them, telling them the battle line has been drawn. And indeed it has been drawn. The average Igbo man is never afraid of the Yoruba man. We live in their land, that is true. But we can never be afraid of them because God himself, in his infinite mercy, has given us that land to possess. And the possess we have. People cannot do anything. Therefore, I tell my fellow Igbos, my fellow Biafrans, not to be intimidated because it's not today we start hearing the voice of a Yoruba man. They are noisemakers. I don't take them serious at all. The only Yoruba man I take to the dead one. Take it or leave it. And every average Biafran, every average man thinks as I do. So we have nothing to fear. Come Saturday, we are going to measure strength. At the end of it all, it will be the Oba who will get drowned in the lagoon and not the Igbo man. The blood of a single Igbo man is worth 20 Yoruba men, whether we like it or not. I repeat, the blood of a single Igbo man is worth more than 20 Yoruba men, whether we like it or not. And so, Oba Akio to come and threaten an Igbo man, I tell you that as an act. He has no power. Take for example, again, let's go biblically a bit. You remember there was a time Jesus Christ, our Savior, was brought before Pontius Pilate. Of course, this is the season. We are just commemorating that. And Pilate, sitting on his throne, majestically, with pride and satisfaction, asking, are you the king of the Jews? Do you know I have the power to condemn or release you? Christ looked at him ridiculously and said, you don't have such power. I repeat, you don't have such power unless it's given to you by God. not have such power. Just a national of an ant. He doesn't possess that power. But the Igbo man possesses that power. And that is why today we have taken over Lagos State. We have Lagos State. If they don't know, their last election is an eye-opener. For two Igbo people to come to Lagos and then 2 federal seats. What else are they telling us? How can they claim Lagos belongs to them? So, like I said earlier, there's nothing the man can do. He was only trying to pour his catharsis, his accumulated emotion, venting his plea that an Igbo man or Igbo people have taken over Lagos State. And there is no other thing he can do except to acknowledge. And that is it all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that wonderful statement you've just made. That is an inspiring one. Yes, our people should know that. Yes, we have really taken over Lagos, but some of us, as you know, are still just like we have in the past. We have the Ifajuna sabotaging the process of the Biafran freedom. We still have many of them there who are sabotaging the process. You understand me? Don't tell you. You're supposed to know, and we're supposed to know that even to at this particular thing this man is saying, there are still some of us there who are supporting him, who say, if you want to live in Lagos, you should listen to what this man is saying, because he owns the land. If you don't like it, you go back. Is an Igbo man saying the same thing? What can we do with those people? What do you have to say to those people making such
There's
statements?
nothing changing that anywhere is what is obtainable everywhere. Don't forget that some of those who claim to be Biafrans or Igbos today have a dual identity. Their fathers could be Yorubas or their mothers could be Yorubas, and vice versa. So when you see such people behaving that way, it should not surprise you. But an average Igbo man, a full-blooded Igbo man, will not think of supporting a Yoruba man against fellow Igbos. But even when we have such people like Judas, a time shall come when, having realized they cannot beat us, they have to join us. A time shall be when we say, when the whistle will be blown, everybody shall be homebound. Then are they going to be left behind in Yoruba land? That will be the time. Everybody will know that indeed these are people, these are Igbos. They need to sabotage us, maybe for a battery song. But it's a matter of time. They will give account of their stewardship. And when the train shall move, like a battery ram, we are going to clear every obstacle on our way. We don't have to be afraid. We possess everything. We don't have to be afraid. We know what you are doing. We don't have to be afraid. We know where we are going. We don't have to be afraid because we know what we are going to achieve. All we want is for our brothers, our sisters to understand us, have patience with us, and answer our calls whenever we are going to come out. So, in the meantime, we don't have to take up the actual for anything. Well, I know very well. I know the universe. So, the Igbo man will continue to do what is true. Just like they say in Igbo land. Igbo man can never be intimidated. If you want to get something from an Igbo man, it's not by threat. You can only appeal to him. Talk to him softly, he will sympathize with you. But when you come with threat, you are wasting your time. Not an Igbo man. The Igbo man I know. You can never intimidate an Igbo man, even if it's the youngest one. You rather appeal to him. But when you come with threats, he will tell you that you don't fit me to hell with everything. That's what I have to say for now. And please, my uncle man, this might be the last questions I'll be taking because I have some other commitments here. You know, I'm a divided man.
Yeah. Actually, my brother, we are almost coming to the end of today's broadcast anyway because we are rounding up. It's just 5 minutes to the time. Fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, this is me, Onye Kachuku Jonathan Abaslin, with here in my studio, Mr. Obidi Egono from Germany. He's the anchor of the German studio of Biafra Voice International, and he's a great Biafran, as you all can hear from him. We will be coming to the end of today's broadcast. We still have a lot of them there in Germany, but he make up his time. As dogged as he is, you hear him saying everything. Most of you who must have heard him today will know that he's not someone to play with when it comes to the Biafran issues. And he is also a strong Igbo man, an organizer of the Igbo people in Germany. We thank you very much, my brother, for joining us today. It has been a great time spending here with you. I will join you tomorrow in your Germany broadcast so that we see things move the way we want it. Um, to you and you who is listening to us today, it's been a great time spending this few moments with you. You are a Biafran, go out there and preach Biafra. That's what we are telling you today. Join the Biafran volunteers because we are taking the freedom to the grassroots. And I bet you, once we are able to get these particular things we are asking for, that's where the Biafran freedom struggle starts. Thank you very much, my brother. Let me just leave you for a while so that you go and do whatever you want to do, and then we'll continue with what you're doing today. Thank you very much for being part of us, and may God bless you as you've spoken today. I believe by God's grace, all of them will listen to you and apply most of the things we've spoken today into activities. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a blessed night. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do you have anything to tell Biafrans as the last word, maybe?
Well, I wish my fellow Biafrans good luck wherever they are. I wish them progress. I wish them harmonious life, harmonious existence. I wish them progress. I wish them every good thing in life as they wish themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah, fellow Biafrans, we, as you know, we are one of us who been joining me in the anchoring this studio just left. We also want to tell you that our director, the media director of Biafra Voice International, who is also our representative under the Spring Council of Elders, is not available at this moment to talk to our elders because he have other things he is putting together in Biafra land, especially concerning our Biafra volunteers and our activities in Biafra land. He will be back shortly after putting things together. We still have a lot of them scattered all over the countries, and very soon they all will be coming here to join us in the studio. Please do well tomorrow to join us in our Biafra in our German studio as we will be bringing you another special broadcast to tomorrow, especially when it has to do with our freedom fighting, when it has to do with us as Biafra, the things we don't know that we're supposed to know. Don't forget, this today program you are hearing is coming to you from Biafra Voice in New York, in United States of America. We will always be there. If you have any message, anything to tell us, please do well to visit our website at www.bvimediaipod.com. Go to the contact page, write to us, tell us what you think about our broadcast, and we will get back to you. And we are subscribe to our news. We'll be getting our news across to you. And that is why we are here, and that is why everything is all about Biafra. And we believe by your fault and my effort, we will get there. Please don't forget, this is Biafra Voice International in Germany. And I am your anchor for today, Onyekachukwu Jonathan Abaslim. Thanking you for joining us. Please do well to join us tomorrow as we still have a lot coming coming to you tomorrow from our German studio. Thank you for joining us and have a blessed night wherever you are. We are closing, but we are still on. We'll be playing the music, Biafra music, entertaining you till it's done. Please don't touch the dial.
executive by recognizing our right to existence and urging on Nigeria to abandon her war of aggression against an injured people. Having failed on all scores, the Nigerians have raised the bogey of a minority in Biafra being forced into independence against their wish. This again is far from the truth. Our people, irrespective of their ethnic grouping, have shown conclusively their commitment to and support of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Biafra by their sacrifice in blood and contribution to the war effort.